What I'm about to teach you in this video may initially feel a bit cruel to do to women, but once you realize that women do it to you and that it actually gives them the power in the dynamic between you and them, and in many cases that actually makes you like the woman more, and importantly, you don't actually think that she's cruel for doing it, then you may begin to realize that it's something that you can do. Right? You're allowed to do this as a man. And when you do it, yes, it may make the woman feel a bit uncomfortable. Right? She may be unsure of herself, but the result will be that she feels so much more respect and attraction for you. And in most cases, you then have the power in the dynamic between you and her. So the thing is, when a guy is going through his life and he occasionally sees a woman that he finds very attractive, right? The type of girl that you've been looking for, right? You look at her and you're just like, oh, wow, right? She just has what you're looking for, that type of energy. Maybe she's pretty or cute, feminine. She just has that thing about her where you're like, wow, I really like her. That's the sort of girl that I want as a girlfriend or maybe even a wife, or for some guys, that's the sort of woman that I want to have sex with, right? They feel that and it's like, yes, her. But what does the guy do in almost all cases versus what does the girl do, right? What the guy will do in almost all cases, even though he's been watching videos on YouTube and he's heard a bunch of great ideas and he has learned, hey, don't be nice, don't be needy, don't do this, don't do that. When he comes across a woman that he finds attractive like that, he makes a classic mistake, and I'll tell you what to do instead so the woman actually feels respect and attraction for you. And it may feel a little bit cruel to do this initially, but it's what works. He makes a mistake of seeking the woman's approval, right? He feels like she's the one who has the power and he needs to get approved by her. Right? He's going to have to hopefully get her to like him. She is in the position of power. And the thing is, she's not in the position of power with another type of man that I'll explain in a minute, but with the guy who is seeking approval, in many cases, he feels like, well, look, she's a soft, delicate woman. She's a woman. I can't be doing anything that may make her feel a bit uncomfortable, right? I've just got to treat her well because she's a woman, right? You got to be nice to women. They have the power. Everything's up to women. Right? And he has that essentially running in the back of his mind. Just be nice to her, treat her well, and hopefully if you're good enough, or maybe you look good enough or something like that, she'll give you a chance. And she has the power. But when a guy does that, she doesn't feel amazed. Right? Pretty much every guy is doing that. Pretty much every guy is having that default reaction to her where they're seeking her approval. Right? They're hoping that she approves of them. And she looks at them and thinks, oh, wow, look at you. You're handsome, or you've been working out, or you just seem like such a great guy. And then the woman shows interest and gives him a chance, but it's just not how it works. So another type of man will do something that initially, if you haven't done this before, may seem like you're being a bit rude or arrogant, or it may seem a bit cruel to do this. But the thing is, women do it to you, and it makes you respect them more, makes you feel more attracted, and it causes you to want to hopefully get her approval. And from the woman's side, most women do this. Only a very small percentage of men do this. But from the woman's side, she approves of herself. She's a self-approving woman. She doesn't feel like she needs to seek the guy's approval. And as a result, when most guys interact with her, they get that sense about her that she's not seeking approval, right? She's not hoping that you're going to hopefully like her. She just approves of herself. And she feels like she's good enough. And she gives you that impression. And as a result, you don't see her as an insecure, needy type of woman who's hoping to get a chance with you, even though she may actually be feeling attracted to you and be hoping that you have enough confidence to handle the situation and make her feel attracted. And one of the things that she will rarely experience as a woman, right? Not only just attractive women, but less attractive women get this as well from the majority of the male population, right? They are seeking her approval. But what's rare is when she'll interact with a man who is a self-approving man. So, for example, a man who's seeking approval, when he starts talking to a woman, he will try to say the right thing, right? He'll be filtering his words and censoring himself and trying to say what he thinks is the quote-unquote right thing to hopefully be approved by her. But a self-approving man will say whatever he feels like saying in a confident, relaxed manner. And she will get that sense about him right away. And she will like it. Yet, since he's not trying to soften himself for her to hopefully be approved by her, she may feel a bit uncomfortable or nervous or unsure of herself. Yet, it's not a cruel thing to do to a woman. Instead, what she will also be feeling, in addition to potentially feeling uncomfortable, nervous, or unsure of herself, is respect and attraction for him, because he's not trying to soften himself or say all the quote-unquote right things to hopefully be approved by her. Now, it doesn't mean that he is being rude to her or he's saying things that are sleazy or whatever, but he's a self-approving man, and as a result, he says whatever he feels like saying. And for some guys, they may feel like that would make the woman feel uncomfortable because, women are delicate. Women, you've got to be really nice with them and soft and gentle. That's what some guys think. But when they do that, the woman doesn't feel attracted because the woman senses that the guy is afraid of her reaction. And as I've said in the past, if you fear her reaction, she won't feel attraction. Women are not attracted to fear. They're not attracted to self-doubt. When you actually are able to talk in a way where you're not afraid and you aren't doubting yourself, the woman then sees that you're self-approving. You're not looking to her for a tick of approval to hopefully feel like you're good enough. So imagine right now that you see a woman that you find very attractive, your ideal type of woman, your ideal type of girl, and you start interacting with her. What is going to be your default approach to interacting with her, right? If you really think about it, if you imagine yourself starting to interact with her, are you going to be hopefully trying to get her to like you as a person? Are you going to be hoping that she approves of you and gives you that validation that, yes, you're okay? Or could you honestly start the interaction and be self-approving, where you're not seeking her approval to feel like you're good enough? Can you honestly do that? Many guys won't be able to do that, but some guys watching this video may feel like, yes, I could do that. But what if you start doing that and then she does something else, which is she subtly rejects you in the interaction to see how you're going to handle it? Are you going to be able to handle that type of pressure? You seem like a guy who approves of himself, and then she starts giving you looks like that when you say something, or she seems like she's losing interest, or she teases you about something that you're saying and says that it's weird, right? She throws something like that in there to see how you're going to handle the pressure. What's going to happen now? Are you going to continue to be self-approving, or are you going to be looking at her now as the person who is judging you and deciding whether or not you are good enough? And if you think about it, you may have had an interaction like that before with your ideal type of woman, your ideal type of girl. You just found her so attractive, and you may have been talking to her and things may have been going well, but she threw those sort of things in there and you suddenly started to doubt yourself. And she saw that look of rejection across your face, the panic, right? The subtle panic, the tenseness, right? The hesitation now. You seem to be choosing your words more carefully now because you don't want to screw things up with her. And if that happens, it means that you're seeking her approval. You're not a self-approving man. Additionally, she is making you feel uncomfortable now, right? She's putting some pressure on you. She is taking the position of power in the interaction. And how are you now perceiving her? Are you seeing her as cruel or maybe as cool, right? Are you seeing her as cruel or maybe a woman who is picky and selective? Do you look at her behavior as being cruel? For some guys, the answer will be yes. Right? They just want women to be nice and friendly and compliant. Most men just want a woman to be nice, be friendly, be easygoing. But what do women want? Right? Do they just want that from a man? Do they just want us to be nice and friendly and compliant to the point where we are seeking their approval? Or do they actually want us to be more confident than them? Do they actually want us to be approving of ourselves? Women want men to approve of themselves, but they're not going to tell you that. If they gave that secret away to men and they openly said that, then many men would get the wrong idea and start becoming quite arrogant and maybe talking down to women and being rude. So they don't want to say that. But the men who understand that and do it while still being respectful towards a woman, right? You treat her well, great, but you approve of yourself. You're not seeking her approval. And the thing is, when you're a self-approving man, you'll often notice that the woman is feeling a bit uncomfortable. It's her now who feels unsure of herself. She's the one who's shifting her body language around and feeling a bit uncomfortable. And for some guys, they may feel like it's cruel to do that to a woman, right? Don't do that to a woman. She's delicate. She's soft, right? You just got to be really nice to them. Treat them really nicely. And if you treat them nicely enough, hopefully they'll give you a chance. But when you approach women in that way, they don't respect you. They don't feel attracted to you. They want you to approve of yourself. But the problem here is that many guys will watch this video and they'll realize what I'm saying is true. They'll understand the insight. They'll be like, yep, that makes sense. But then when it comes to the moment of truth, will they actually be able to do it? You go out there into your everyday life, and every now and again you see one of those women who are exactly what you want. Are you honestly going to be able to be a self-approving man in that moment? Are you honestly going to be able to do it? Or are you going to default into thinking that because she's so attractive to you, that she has all the power and you've got to be approved by her? And you may also need to be quite gentle with her and nice because she's so beautiful and delicate, and, you can't make her feel uncomfortable by being a self-approving man. You can't do that, right? Are you going to realize what I'm telling you in this video is correct and understand it, but then default into just seeking women's approval? If you think that you're going to default into just seeking women's approval and doubting yourself around women that you find attractive, then you need to change that. And if you are interested in changing that so you can be confident around women that you find attractive, you can honestly feel like you're worthy, like you're good enough, and not feel like you need to seek the woman's approval, then I recommend that you watch the video at Master Attraction, right, in my Attraction Mastery video lesson series, the video on confidence that you get immediately. This is the ultimate solution to confidence. It's the ultimate solution to honestly feeling worthy. When you see a woman that you find attractive, when you're interacting with a woman that you find attractive, when you're on a date with her, when you're having sex with her, when you're in a relationship with her. This mindset stops you from feeling nervous and unworthy around women that you find attractive and allows you to honestly be a self-approving man. The guys who have learned the technique say these sorts of things about it, where it's a game changer, where after having used the mindset and just going through his everyday life, he notices that women are blushing and reacting to him in a way that he's never seen before, right? They're suddenly feeling drawn to him. And another guy was at a venue, I don't know what it is, I'm just doing this from memory, but he had the beautiful women in the venue feel attracted to him, being drawn to him, and he ended up getting 2 results that night. And essentially, what I offer you at Master Attraction is the end of you getting rejected, you being friend-zoned, you being overlooked, you feeling uncomfortable and unworthy when interacting with attractive women, and the start of your new life, where women feel attracted to you. They respect you. They want you sexually. And for guys who don't know who I am, who are watching my channel for the first time, this is something that I also did personally, right? When I figured out how to actually make women feel attracted, when I unlocked that ability and started to discover the traits that trigger attraction inside of women and began to display more and more of them. And the more attractive traits you can display, the more attractive you are to women. It's as simple as that, right? Women react with feelings of attraction to certain traits, such as, for example, confidence rather than insecurity, right? Insecurity is the opposite of confidence. And then you've got assertiveness, and the opposite of that is passiveness. Likewise, there is flirting, and the opposite of flirting with a woman is just being neutral and friendly with her. And if you're just neutral and friendly with a woman, then in almost all cases, she's not going to want anything sexual to happen. She's just going to see you in a friendly way, and that's it. But if you're able to flirt with women, then sexual tension is created. Sexual desire is created. It's an understanding between you and the woman that you find each other sexually attractive and she wants something to happen, but you still need the confidence to shoot your shot. You still need the assertiveness to shoot your shot rather than being passive and insecure and not shooting your shot because you're afraid of getting rejected, or waiting and hoping that the woman does it and then she doesn't and you lose your chance with her. All right. So the next time you see a woman that you find attractive or you interact with a woman that you find attractive, try to remember to be self-approving, right? To approve of yourself rather than seeking her approval. And when you approve of yourself, when you talk in a way where you're not seeking her approval in what you're saying, you're not being very careful with your words, it may feel like you're being a bit cruel because she seems a bit uncomfortable. She's the one who's unsure of herself now. It's not you who's unsure of yourself. It may feel a bit cruel, but just understand that women respect you for it and they feel attracted to you for it. And you're not treating the woman badly or disrespecting her. Instead, you can continue to treat her well and be respectful, but you approve of yourself. Don't be looking to women for approval. They don't want you seeking approval from them, although they won't tell you that. They want you to approve of yourself. And when you approve of yourself, when you first start interacting with a woman and when you continue on, she'll feel so much more respect and attraction for you.